And they are not even points. They are matters that are disputed. You ask me how old was Aisha radiallahu anhu, I will tell you I do not know and I do not need to know. Finished.
Usually when Muslims are asked about Muhammad and Aisha's marriage, they answer with their usual petty excuses. Some say don't judge our 7th century prophet by our 21st century standards. Some also say that Aisha matured faster and she reached puberty much earlier. Yikes. But it's quite rare to listen to someone as authoritative and well-read in Islamic scriptures to outright be evasive and say they don't know and they don't need to know. I mean, how convenient for you to ignore such a controversial question.
It's not going to stop me or grant me entry into Jannah and Allah is not going to ask me before you go to paradise, I want you to tell me how old was Aisha. What is it? There is a difference of opinion among the scholars, very strong. Some say she was 18, some say 16, some say she was younger, some go very young. Who knows? Allah knows.
Of course, she's much younger, you scheming liar. It is clearly mentioned that Aisha was 6 when she got married to Muhammad, and by the time she turned 9, her marriage was consummated. This comes directly from Sahih al-Bukhari, the most authentic collection of hadiths referencing your prophet's words and actions. Since you hold the title of a mufti, you know this better than me. And this 18 or 16 or whatever the new fake number is, it is a modern interpretation by Islamic apologists who are way too embarrassed by Aisha's real age. So clearly, a lot of effort is being put to cover it up.
Is it anything that is ma'lumun min ad-deen bid-darura? Is it anything that is necessary to know for you to be a Muslim? The answer is no. So leave it out. I don't need to know. Someone asks me, how old was she? I said, you know what? It's an irrelevant question. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. It's not necessary for a Muslim to know Aisha's age to attain salvation, the promise of paradise, or whatever imaginary afterlife you believe in. But that does not make it irrelevant in any way for a moral discussion, especially if your morality comes from religious scriptures. In fact, it becomes more relevant if you look at the Muslim majority countries governed by Sharia law. So many of these have a legal loophole that allows for marriage not just under 18, but the exemption can go even below teenage years. And this exemption is validated through religious customs, and these customs are dictated only by what's written in your scriptures. Sure, it can be said that throughout most of human history, marriages were conducted at a much earlier stage of life, because both boys and girls were considered suitable for marriage after puberty and fertility. So child marriage was common back then, but that was mostly limited to children of the same age bracket. Whereas you are defending a 54-year-old man who married a 6-year-old prepubescent girl, which is honestly morally reprehensible even for medieval standards. There is no way anyone can justify this, and you should have the spine to accept that this marriage was disgusting even for that time.